I don't want to sign in. I don't want to give you a Google rating. I don't want you to save my password. I don't want so many things.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yo, it's like someone stopping you on the road akikuuliza. What's your full name? How old are you? Where do you come from? Hey, wait. Why are you asking me all these questions?
Sino ulikuwa unatuambia juu ni Valentine kuna love scams.
Kwanza kwa wasanii. Story of my life. Juzi tu, hata si kitambo, just the other day, my mom was conned a good amount. Watu wa mulot tafadhali. We are family. Hey jamani. So nadhani umebuild walls mpaka hapa. I got you, girl.
Big companies and organizations accounts have been hacked, social media accounts, banks have been hacked, a lot of money.
If you think about how exposed we are, how vulnerable we are, I think we are, hata unaweza faint.
First of all, like he said, I would advocate for pseudo accounts.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the ones who see things differently.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
How are you? Welcome to TechYZ podcast episode 5. Hoping that you have watched episode 4 where we were discussing about gadgets. Welcome again to this edition, the Valentine's edition, where we are talking about cybersecurity and tech. With me, as usual, my fellow panelists. My name is Jacob Mosenda, your journalist, fact checker, bringing to you updates and also news around tech.
Great. So my name is Charity Chrop. I am a student who's here to ask the questions you didn't even know you needed answers.
All right, welcome.
I know I'm the new face on the podcast today. I'm stepping in for Gordon from Kila Kitu.
Yeah.
Yes.
But don't worry, I'm not a stranger to this because I'm usually behind the scenes. And I'll be happy to step in for Gordon today.
Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah. With the rapid increase in tech advancement, so as cybersecurity is hindered in one way or the other, or also AI or tech is bringing advantages to issues of cybersecurity strengthening. So in this episode today, we are going to discuss how AI is hindering cybersecurity, or the other way, how it's being positive to the influence of cybersecurity. So
I think first of all, we could tell people what cybersecurity is.
Yes, exactly.
Sindio?
Yeah,
we should let our people know. Okay, straight from research, cybersecurity is the practice of protecting system networks and data from cyber threats, such as hacking, phishing, malware, and it's also the confidentiality and integrity and availability of digital assets. So all in all, we see that cyber is actually part of tech. Cybersecurity is a big part of tech because it protects the digital assets. This goes for our gadgets. This goes for our own money in the mobile banking, mobile apps that we use to transact money, even our health, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, so cybersecurity is a big part in tech.
I think once we kick off this discussion, one of the things that has jumped off the page for me is kuna issue ya data privacy.
Yeah.
One of the things that scares me most, in fact, I just saw one of those Twitterati huko akisema, I don't want to sign in, I don't want to give you a Google rating, I don't want you to save my password, I don't want so many things.
Yeah,
sure.
Because at every contact point, you're giving out information.
Yes.
And the more information you give, the more vulnerable you feel. Even whether it's true or not, like every time you're just sharing information. Hata wacha hizo cookies wanashinanga kituambia, just anywhere ahead, do you want this, do you want to sign up?
Do you want to reject cookies or accept cookies?
Giving too much information. And this applies everywhere.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, even when you're going to Ushago, then you buy skuma wiki or fruit, something on the roadside. What do you pay with?
My phone.
And who do you leave with information about your number?
The seller.
The seller.
Yeah.
My
Mama
Lord.
Mboga, everywhere you pay,
Yeah.
you leave your number. Everywhere, just giving too much information.
Yeah.
And I just feel we are just too exposed, too vulnerable.
Feels
Yeah.
insecure.
One of the things that, that just jumped off the page for me when I thought about this. Hata kabla tufike huko kwa
Sure.
Yo, it's like someone stopping you on the road akikuuliza, what's
Yeah.
your full name? How old are you? Where do you come from? Hey, wait. Why
So,
are you asking me all
our
these
dear,
questions?
We have a lot that is lined up in this
Yo.
show. We're going to explore right straight away. Chero, how is AI or influencing cybersecurity from your perspective?
Great. So AI has something called algorithms, and these are patterns that monitor our ways of doing things. And if you notice, there are times when you want to log into something new, yeah? Like he said, you would need your email, you would need your password,
Yeah,
you'd
sure.
need your number, and this, ukisha log in the first time, the next time you might not even need to log in. It's automated. Sindio? That is through AI because of algorithm. Even when you go to another app, itakwambia, oh, can we use this password we saved for you?
Yeah.
Then you're like, wait.
Well,
So
Who gave you the
is
permission
saving
to have
passwords
it?
wrong? If someone has a lot of accounts, saving password, is it wrong?
Well, you see, like he said, it's exposure, you know? It's not bad because it's not easy for human beings to remember things easily. But it's also very insecure for you to share. Maybe wewe unakuanga ule mtu wa use one password, Cherotich one, hiyo ndo unatumia across everything.
Yeah.
So then if I share that and save that, who's gonna be looking at my data on the other side of the database? So that's a big concern. Yeah. So that's one way that cyber security is impacted by AI.
And you see right now, if they say that the full name of LLM is large language, whatever
Machine.
those guys are doing,
Yeah.
they are just having too much information and data about you.
Yeah.
At in one point, they are just, don't ask me who they are, but they're just people somewhere who are just collecting information, collecting a lot of information.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that eventually, people somewhere can tell your trends, can tell what you do between 4 and 6,
Yeah.
can tell which websites you visit, can tell which apps you use, can tell where your GPS is at this time.
Yes.
You know, like often in the recent past, one of the ways that I see how they predict is that if I switch on my TV at around 9:30, 10 on Sundays,
Yeah.
the first recommendation is my church live stream.
True.
From a very basic level.
Yeah.
You know, hiyo ni ile ninaona juu nina check.
Yeah.
How about all the others that you don't check? And you see, we visit websites. You might want to visit the websites that are big names, so you think there is ethics. But where else, which apps, which other access points, data points do we visit that collect information whose owners are not ethically positioned? You know,
Yeah.
we
True.
don't care.
Yeah.
We don't know what they will do. So we are, if you think about how exposed we are, how vulnerable we are, I think we are, hata unaweza faint.
Yeah, sure. But now, since AI started or came into our lives, how has it impacted you in terms of your security features or so on?
Well, I guess for me it is very nice also because I want to give it a positive check because it gives me predictive analysis.
Yeah.
By this I mean if a cybersecurity case happened, say maybe like a year ago,
Yeah.
and then I want to do something today that might send me to the same hole someone was in, it will immediately let me know. It will be like, hey, yo, you know, when you move that step, it could risk you to get to this and this and that.
Yeah.
So for me, it's quite impactful because I'm able to even predict before someone gets to my boundaries, or rather bridge my walls. Yeah.
In my personal work, like interaction with several social media sites, platforms, like I usually meet the same. Like if I log in Facebook account from my phone to my work laptop, it usually detect someone has logged into your account, and
Exactly.
that's a very good work. Like someone could be logging in and phishing your data without you knowing from your side.
Yes.
Maybe Nderitu, how has AI impacted your cybersecurity or security features?
Maybe for me, like I have mentioned a few minutes ago, for me it has exposed we have barely scratched the surface in terms of the multiplying factor, if I may use that word, of how much more we are exposing ourselves as we utilize AI. You realize, of course, I mean, everyday ChatGPT user or Cloud or Gemini or which is the other one, Copilot, which for me I use a lot, and then also the ones for generative AI, which is what like I use most of the time. You're always feeding information, so I see I see it has left us very exposed. Mpaka I'm thinking, I've had people say like, don't use your real name, you're giving these guys too many information. You know, the email that I have used to log into ChatGPT
Forcing people to use
is the
pseudos.
one on my Google phone,
Yeah.
is the one on my Facebook,
Yeah.
Oh
is the
my.
one on my Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, that email is like 10 times more than. So I have actually contemplated changing all those and
Yeah.
using other random ones
Pseudos.
because people are sharing information.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, so you know that thing we say, like yesterday I was checking out information about web development. This morning, when I checked into Facebook,
Yeah.
sisi watu wa Facebook, hapo tu, even before
The
you scroll
millennials.
2 times,
Yeah.
the first thing I see is an advert
Yeah.
about web hosting
Yeah.
and web development.
Yeah.
Yani washa exchange intel huko nyuma. So yani mi hata silali.
So,
When I think
But-
about how
I have a but.
Yes.
I have a but in this case. You see, AI is a way, it's a machine learner, yeah?
yeah.
So we both learn. And the more I feed it, the better it becomes more than me. So I was thinking the other day, don't these people also use this same AI to create bigger and harder threats that get to me through, what's this word called? Is it called phishing?
Yeah, phishing.
Yeah, they use phishing to like monitor and see what I'm doing, see my trends on it. Oh, so nadhani umebuild
Watajua
walls
vile.
mpaka hapa. I got you, girl. You see, so with that, they get to learn and be more creative. And then at the end of the day, they send in a bad attack that I cannot even be able to bring back. Story of my life. Juzi tu, hata si kitambo, just the other day, my mom was conned a good amount. Watu wa mulot, tafadhali. We are family. Hey, jamani.
Lord, you have gone
Hey,
past
that was a
It's
big
not
amount.
funny. Well,
And you see, it is so bad because my mom had to stop walking around with her cards. So I don't understand how when she stopped walking around with her cards, who got the information of her card. So you see, again, it gets better. Like these people keep conning you with a bigger and a better way. So like I'm saying, it's bad because we are also able to teach the enemies how to attack us.
Now, back to you, Nderitu. You have said the more we feed data to these AI platforms, the more we risk. Are we safe with AI?
not,
Are we
let
safe
me
with
even,
AI?
let me even, when you think about AI and the amount of information that it's able to process fast to either inform criminals or
Even
whatever,
you.
even before you get to the AI, if we come to just the basic level, you go into a building,
Yeah.
kuna kitabu, you leave. I'm thinking about your mom.
Yeah.
You walk into a building, you leave your ID,
Yeah.
and you leave your
Number.
phone
Phone
number.
number.
You know,
Yeah.
because let's even just come back home just for the context purpose. In Kenya, one of the most common ways of calling, zile masim swap, zile, I mean, you remember sometime back last year when we were talking about it, the SIM swaps,
Yeah.
the exposure with the Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi. You know, there are so many levels. Your mom's story is just one of the many, and I'm saying because like last in December and January, we created a campaign for the banking industry because of fraud.
Okay.
And all those things. If you check right now, you will see them, all the banks running a campaign called Kachonjo about cybersecurity and avoiding online mobile fraud. So hiyo hata kabla hata ufikie AI, sijui email phishing nini, just between your phone, open Wi-Fi, sijui SIM swap, sijui funny apps that people use, sijui they are lending you money but they are just taking all the data on your phone. You know, it's at a very crazy level.
Yeah.
And it's all because of ignorance. There is also a very high level of ignorance.
True.
People just don't know.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why who gets conned? It's our parents.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually mostly it's our parents. Lakini pia huku pia sisi watu wanakuwa conned juu ya
Kidogo
kuwa
kidogo.
bibi.
Yeah, we do have a lot of examples, local examples where not only conning but also online big companies and organizations accounts have been hacked, social media accounts, banks have been hacked, a lot of money. Recently, a bank was robbed 79.
Even a whole national TV channel can be hacked.
Yes,
So
yes,
don't think you're too big to not be found.
So, and from a research that a recent research, it's indicated that almost 1,265% increase in phishing emails and 967% in other credential phishing since since 2022. So the projection is like
That is within what? Within a specific country or just globally?
globally. That's globally, yes. Yeah. But when we come to local, not only indicating like from the as you consider the national banks, the TV stations, or so on, individual people, there is a lot that is happening with our personal
and it goes unreported.
And
yes.
reported, it goes unreported. Yes. But now, what's the next? Just the way we say, what's the next step should we take for?
Just before we get there, I wanted to share out a research that I did. Education and research, weekly attacks, there are 3,828 in a week. For healthcare, it's 2,434 in a week.
So does that mean that those industries rank huko juu?
Yes.
In terms of
they're among the
attacks,
top.
Yeah.
Yes. So even the military and research sector, they are attacked 2,553 times in a week. So you would imagine such big sectors are attacked where our data is fully. You know, especially for a military sector, it's bad. You know, that's a whole country's defense data outside there. So it's quite scary, and it brings these people back because unapata kama for them, average cost for bridge inapata for the healthcare is like $9.77 billion per year. So you understand that these things literally bring a backflip for the industries.
Yeah, sure.
So for the healthcare, without all these breaches, wangekwanga wana get better infrastructure for their systems.
Sure.
For the military, they'd be getting better machineries and things to fight. So I look at it and I'm like, guys, this is a step back.
But now, drawing also from your point and also on the reached points, this question comes: how do we counter now these threats?
You know, when you guys were here, I think a week or 2 weeks ago, when we were talking about the deepfakes and the like, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword because, especially for my industry, kama msanii, as a creative, we have to respond to the issue of deepfakes and everything that is not real being used to scam people. You get? Being used to scam people. I remember one time nikiwa Ushago, again, my dad asking me, ati huyu, this is the wife of a politician, denouncing a politician who is running for a position. Nasema, where did this video come from?
Yeah.
I don't even know who created, but it was not real. And the video had not been, it was not a deep fake. It was just audio mixing. It just
lip syncing and
it is not like at AI. But you can imagine now that you're able to create anything and tell people about something. You know, there are concerns from a very simple point where you can use fake images, fake videos to maybe appeal for things, and people sending money. The people think they are dealing with a certain entity or a person. And then, so there is that part for deepfakes and everything stemming from that. It has to be dealt with in a similar manner, the way we were talking about earlier about the ethics.
Yes.
The ethics of it all. And I think finally, cybersecurity, kwanza inaanza, unajua vile tunaambianga security starts with you. Still boils down to the individual. There has to be a lot of kufundisha watu. From simple phone, hata katululu. You get, because there's somebody who has access to information. Katululu, Android, laptops, everything. And I think I saw you guys saying you have to put passwords, you have to put levels, checks.
You know, very authentication,
everything.
2-3 authentication to get to something.
Hata kama sijabeba hiyo simu, wacha ningoje.
For sure.
Still wait. Because next time I'll just say there was a login from Abidjan
on this day and
wazo ukiona za huko
from anza tu kulia.
You just know that yours is up in smoke. So I think
you have no control.
Personal level, mtu binafsi have to take responsibility to protection levels of protecting your data and passwords and multi-level security for logins and all that. And that is basic, by the way. Tunaonanga kama ni advanced. That is just at a basic level in terms of avoiding any kinds of cyber attacks and hacking and
To you, Chero, you have talked about big like the big sectors in the economy that are being affected with issues of cybersecurity, and also with the rise of AI. How do you advise, like, who is able to counter these issues?
I think the first thing to do with your question is for big sectors, first of all, they should have, like the way we say, AI is a machine learner. So they should have people who can literally go back, check on the trends and the ways people are being conned, people are being attacked. And by that, they should be able to learn and teach their own machines, their own AI machines, how to detect. And then secondly, there should be a lot of verification and authentication to be able to get to these places. By that I mean, kunafaa kuwa na fingerprints za watu kama 4 ndio uweze kuingia kwa certain, ndio uweze kuaccess a certain part of the database, you get. Because now when you have such things, it will be hard for someone to just you know, anapita kwako ni kama ni highway. You know, that's disrespectful, and especially for a government entity. So for the military and for all those sectors that are going through a lot of problems like this, I feel like the authentication should go a notch higher. Like every time you get a cyber attack, you have to go a notch higher, because meaning these people who are attacking you are as smart as you are. Yeah, so it's learning and keep you need to keep progressing, and you need to keep adapting to new ways of protecting the entity. Yeah.
From the conversation you have been having, you have been just splashing dirty water on AI and cybersecurity. Now, on the positive side, how is it now bring a good vibe to the, for example, your sector of
Sino ulikuwa unatuambia juu Valentine kuna love scams.
Kwanza kwa wasanii.
So because I think you're telling us about social engineering. What are you saying about social engineering and love scams? Sasa people can be lied to by someone that but you can create an avatar and fall in love with someone online.
Yeah, sure, it happens. It happens, yes.
Lakini avatar, guys, sini cartoon.
No, like okay, no, like a video, like an influencer. You know those new websites that are creating an imaginary person.
Yeah.
Like on my site, like when I get to TikTok, there are a lot. I don't know who subscribed me to that.
You don't know if it's a real person.
Yes, I don't know if a real person.
Oh, unaona tu dem leo ako kwa beach, kesho ako sijui anaenda skating, kesho ako wapi. So you falling in love. Kumbe is just a guy behind with coding and a lot of AI.
Man, the coders should stop this. You're messing with people's feelings.
But since inaitwa nini, online dating.
Tinder swindler, you mean?
Sasa hiyo ni advantage ama disadvantage ya hii Valentine's. But also I think there has been a lot of conversations about, okay, I don't know if it's exactly, but it's still cybersecurity, because one of the most marketed things is about, you know, love relationships. Nani anataka kuingia kwa simu ya mwingine, aone anaongea na nani, walipiga picha na nani, nani alimtumia M-Pesa, and it becomes I think that is another love triangle. You know, there is me, my partner, and
my partner's partner.
Now the person who is trying to hack to get information. You know, and I think it's watu wajichunge sana kwanza huko.
Yeah, for sure.
People are going to be very, very heartbroken.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I think there are apps that people install, then they go snooping on others, all that. There's a lot that's going there, and there are people making money.
Yeah, sure. A lot. From your side, how is it impacting you positively, the issues of AI and cybersecurity, maybe? From your iPhone face recognition.
Well, I feel like when it comes to AI and the impact it's having on my side in cybersecurity, the best part for me is the fact that I keep learning. It's just the fact that I have information and I have to keep learning, keep applying, and keep changing, you know? Because you can never think you're too small to be a threat. You can never say, mimi sina hata pesa mingi wanaweza iba. Imagine hiyo 10,000 yako ongeza na Andiretu na ongeza na yangu. Si mtu ameenda cost na pesa yetu hivyo.
Kwanza they usually time waongojagi hiyo 10,000, waongojagi time utakuwa na mingi ndio like.
Exactly, they are monitoring you and now they know what you have. So I feel like for me personally, the best way to deal with this is that I will keep learning. I will keep applying what I learn so that I can be able to protect myself, even if not too much. Wanasemanga wacha ukufa ukiwa umejaribu. You get? So I would rather they finish me while I have really tried. Yeah.
Where do we see it in the next 5 years? In terms of security, AI, tech, in terms of our security? Are we going to see more increased cases from, example, the departments you have said on education?
Well, to be
More
honest,
money spent on.
with the damages it's causing, I feel like it has to reduce. It definitely has to reduce because as we're learning, as we're progressing, we get new trends, we learn new trends, and we are able to protect ourselves.
What are the
small.
interventions that will promote it from escalating?
Probably we say in terms of maybe like, let me give an example of the health industry.
Yeah.
So like in the health industry, the best way to stop or rather bridge anything that would come in between would just be to set, tafadhali, employ these cybersecurity guys. Let them go to work, let them give you solutions daily, let them see problems daily. That's the best way to make sure you're protected, because ain't no way utasema, oh jana niliibiwa kwangu, haunanga watchman, hauna dogi, hauna fence, like yo, so of course mbona hata wewe unajaribu
sure.
mwizi, you know. Like why even testing that thief? Yeah. So in our industry, especially in the technology industry, we need to keep getting better.
In the rate you talked of AI hackers getting into our details because of the information we feed them. In the next 5 years, will they outshine the cybersecurity measures that are in place?
My view is it's us against the world.
Yeah.
Right now, it's us against the world, because definitely a lot of these spaces it's profit driven. So the more information, whoever we are dealing with, the big corporates, the new technologies coming in, the guys who are using the big AI companies, even the new ones, they are profit driven.
Yeah.
So the more they collect information, the more profit they get. But coming back to what I said, at a personal level, I don't agree with what Chero has said about that. Like, okay, for her it's an optimistic perspective. For me, it's a pessimistic, but we have to be progressive in terms of, that's why we are here on this podcast. I think we have to tell people, just know that it's gonna get more and more difficult.
Yes.
No, it's gonna get more and more vulnerable as we have all these integrations.
Yeah.
Yes.
We haven't even spoken about something like what? Internet of Things. You know, that quote I was telling you, it was trending on Twitter. The guy was talking about, he was saying, no, I don't want my fridge to talk to my home theater. I don't want my car to send information about my brake pads back to Germany.
Yeah.
You know, but that's where we are.
We are
That's where we are
headed.
going.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere you go, the Bluetooth device is
Connected.
Everything is just connecting to everything.
Yes.
So we have to keep, the world has to keep getting higher and higher and higher from an individual perspective. Because the data points and contact points of collecting information and vulnerabilities,
Start from
they are
us.
getting more and more.
Yeah, well, that's debatable, but I still feel. Okay, yeah,
You
genuinely.
think we are going to get
has-
safer
No,
in the next 5 years?
No, genuinely, you have a point, but we are in the bridge. Like, as he said, we are trying to learn about the world. Sindio? So we can't say in the next 5 years will be perfect, but trust me, we'll not be here. Okay? Meaning, we will keep learning, na nitajua, nikifanya authentication ya hii side, kwa laptop yangu, kumbe kwa simu yangu, so sitaenda na hiyo, nitasema no, it's not me. You get? So with time, as we learn and learn and learn, it starts from an individual point of view. Yeah, so when I protect myself, they will start protecting themselves, and everyone will get to it. Yeah.
What do we, for our viewers, the do and don'ts on issues of interaction with AI, the do's, don'ts to keep them safe from phishing, fraud?
First of all, like he said, I would advocate for pseudo accounts because I don't feel like it's right for us to tell AI everything about us.
Yeah.
So if I want to
So
open...
you are trying like ChatGPT, you should not give ChatGPT everything that you...
Yes, I don't want to ask ChatGPT who is Cherotich Rop and then it's there giving people my whole information.
By the way,
No.
which company
But also-
bought ChatGPT?
Sorry?
Who owns ChatGPT? Who bought OpenAI?
Open AI. See NVIDIA.
It was bought. And that company that bought OpenAI also has other data. Can you imagine now? They are collaborating. Who go behind the scenes. You get? In as much as I like that like, although me I've started liking Copilot a lot. Juicy, I asked a question. Then when it was responding, it was like, for example, So to give me an example of like photography
Yeah.
and design, which are my core areas.
Yes.
Then I'm like, hii kiherehere ya kujua
Nani alikutuma?
so how much more
Yeah.
is it getting? But then there was something that when you're asking about the response, the response in terms of the information. You see, that information, how about if it is used to protect us more? Can it, your information inakolektiwa, ikolektiwe, the one that should help us. Not just them.
But who will filter?
Si sasa ndio tunafaa tujanjaruke sisi
But who will filter? So that's why we are saying we don't need to tell ChatGPT everything.
the pseudo
You know, I can just say I'm Steve and it will not refuse.
But Google has some data from other people. Why not ChatGPT? Or is it filtered?
I'm not necessarily pointing at ChatGPT peke yake. I'm saying like even with social media accounts, if you have never opened one and you want to open one, kindly try your best and don't use your main email. The main email where you receive your job interviews, you receive your job details, you do, just avoid.
which is
Avoid,
hosted by
avoid.
a free email service,
Yes.
which means they know all the keywords in your emails,
Yeah.
inbox, attachments.
That whole database, if by them to atawai attack your database, yo, we are all done.
So maybe some of the security features that you can hint to our viewer who is viewing us right now on boosting their security features from the gadgets, from their online social media accounts. Some of the security features that you can hint to them to put in practice as we try to fight AI in privacy.
Well, for sure, the first thing I'd say is have passwords, and have passwords that one you can remember and one someone else cannot predict. Unaona, sitaki indirecto aweze kuambia mtu password ya Chiro inaweza kuwa Chiro Tichwan. No, that's not my password, you know? Like I would want someone to think and be like, which was the last dog she owned? Yeah. Which was, you know, you have to be very creative with your passwords. Don't put something that is very predictive.
And you have said we don't save the password. We remember them, all of them.
If you can remember, Ama, I don't know, you just find a book, be a bit analog.
You have to find a clever way of
mastering.
I
have
just story by the way.
I have 5 social media.
And each with different.
with different passwords.
Okay, and you remember all of them?
I remember all
Ama
of
you
them.
automatically
I
saved?
remember all of them.
Okay, hiyo ni unoma. The other one would be verification and authentication. Yeah. So by that I speak, ukiingia kwa WhatsApp yangu sahi, even if you open my phone, even if you unlock my WhatsApp, there is a code you will still need to put in to be able to read whatever is going on.
Yeah.
The last one is encrypting. We should have apps that actually encrypt our data. You see, the same way in WhatsApp, I wouldn't be too insecure that someone else is listening in because it's fully encrypted. But if I talk to someone else in a different app, I'd be a bit insecure. I'd be like, I think someone is listening.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So over and above that, there is the issue of just the gadgets themselves. You know, every time you go into apps or their default settings, you know, would you like this to remember the password? Would you like us to connect, you know, these things of log in with
Instagram, with Facebook,
to give access,
log in with this so that this can log in. You know, all those setups are to somebody else's advantage.
Yes, that's a whole asset.
So it always tells you, would you like us to save your credit card information on the browser, you know, so that you can use Google? They are always suggesting.
Please.
Would you like to give such and such an access to your...
The problem with technology is that the dumber you get, the smarter it looks.
The dumber you get. True.
It is always telling you, no, let's help you sort this so that you don't have a problem. Next time you visit, the browser will remember your password. You continue getting dumb as you continue getting smarter. And then one day you will know that your browser was not as safe as you thought, your credit card information or other payment gateways, nini. So those things of ati utaki ma-stress mingi, utaki kukumbuka ma-password, that is where problems begin. Default settings and suggestions of solutions from platforms, websites, browsers, apps. Here, watu waache kabisa.
Yeah.
You know, and there are also manual ways of would you like, you know, to remember. Let me give you another short example. I went somewhere and paid, actually kwa kinyozi. So the guy who knew me then the other day, he called me nikiwa ushago. Steve, sunichangie pesa. I was like, I left my number at the kinyozi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he called me nimchangie pesa. I'm like, so you just shaved me ilishia hapo.
Yeah.
That is a version of, would you like to save your
Password.
Password.
No, because now I have saved my password. Now things are anajua majina ya serikali, unajua my number, you know. So there are very many versions of how we people need to personally take responsibility for their own cybersecurity.
Yeah, to add on that, I think issues of security, they're more of important, more so when you are interacting on social media sites, the more we share information to others, the more we have tight security. What I would give, and the advice I would give to our viewer ni kwamba, just have strong securities, and also to two-factor authenticators in our apps that we interact with, accounts, our money banking accounts, and also an advice to bank operators, like come with more security features that can also guide the security of our
protect your
users.
clients.
Like there's a bank that I use that has you must log in 2 passwords to access that account where you save your money. Yeah.
Okay.
So that becomes very difficult for one. If he remembers one, he will miss one to get there.
Yes, and then I think another thing we forgot, it should be able to send in alarms. Like this person has put this password twice. Na see right. Okay, you know what? We are closing down the mobile bank. Come to the bank directly.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a good way.
I think there's some that are adopting to that. When you enter wrong password 3 times, they lock your account.
Yes, please lock it and go to the bank directly.
Yeah, and also for to avoid phishing email accounts, like you're receiving frauds emails, like don't log in everywhere your account, everywhere you're logging every your account.
Yeah.
People get access to your email and you are sent, like we are from USA, you are sending from a job you advertise somewhere and somewhere. And also for organizations, because most of organizations that we deal
By the way,
with
that's how
money
many people are
transfer.
scammed nowadays.
Exactly.
Unatumia unaambiwa, oh, you applied, you could partner with this and this place to get this and this recruitment, tuma 10,000. Na unatuma kwa pochi la biashara. Guys. Alafu ina confirm jina ya mtu. Hata si organization. Guys. No.
All right. I think maybe a parting shot for our viewers from our today's discussion.
So my parting shot is it's Valentine. Wacha kuhack simu ya your partner. Just enjoy this.
Wacha kutafuta trouble.
Enjoy the season. Enjoy the season. Walisema hii maisha haitaki pressure. So stop looking for cyber hackers to give you intel about your partner. Just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
The flowers or socks, whichever you'll be bought for. That's my parting shot.
My takeout is we should be a bit more analog. We should be able to remember our passwords, reduce saving, and reduce logging into different gadgets. Yeah, especially if it's not your gadget.
I think that's all. If I'm not locking anyone aside, it has been a great discussion, viewer there. Keep following us across our social media sites. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, TechYZ Podcast, and also on Spotify, Apple, for those who can access Apple. And also do leave a comment there for the show. This is the Valentine edition, episode 5 of TechYZ. We are signing out.
And the ones who want to buy gadgets, where will they buy them from?
They should pick them up. So yeah, now because of that, I even have a better idea. In regards to Valentine's,
Yes.
please go to Kila Kitu, get your someone something. Tusizoe viatu na watch kila siku. Let's be different. Get a gadget. Kuna hizi headphones za gaming. Kuna zenye ni noise cancelling. You know, get something creative, do something. Visit Kila Kitu, pale Muktadada Street. They will sort you out.
Just
They said also the ladies don't have to buy flowers. They can
we
accept
don't need
electronic, not
flowers,
just
you know.
flowers.
I could use AirPods. I could use a mouse.
Yeah.
A smartphone.
Smartphone.
We mentioned Kila Kitu. Kila Kitu is the official sponsor of the show, so do follow them. They have solutions to your tech, gadgets, and everything. kilakitu.co.ke, and that's all for TechYZ Podcast episode 5. See you in the next.
See ya.
Bye-bye.